I kind of hate how fickle UFC fans are. Like, if you lose, everyone just starts hating you. Look at Jorge Masvidal, who I put in the thumbnail for a reason. 2019, he was literally the man. Everybody loved him. And it was hard not to because of his fights. Obviously, the Askren knockout in 5 seconds was like the best ever in UFC history. That was incredible. Nate Diaz and then he fights Kamaru the first time, and like people still like him because of the performance that Kamaru put on. Like he just foot stomped him. But then Masvidal gets knocked out, and everyone just hates him. Like literally, it's like they just hop on and off the friggin' bandwagon. It's like, why can't you just be loyal, like, to someone? Like, why do you have to hate Masvidal just because he loses? He's still the same guy. Like, he's still the same personality and everything. Like, do you only like fighters because they win? Because that's the definition of fickle and, like, fake fan. And if you're not a fan of, like, anyone and you just want to see people win or just want to see knockouts and stuff, then I can understand that. But, it's like, don't act like you're a fan of someone if you're just going to hate them when they lose. Because it's just annoying. And I get people want to be like constantly entertained and they constantly want knockouts, but even Izzy, like, people just hate him now because he has like boring fights. Even though he's knocked out Whitaker, he's knocked out Costa, he's knocked out like everybody on his way up. And yeah, like he's had a couple of decisions for sure, but it's like, why do you get mad at him and not his opponents? It's like they're doing the same thing. So that's what I don't get. And it's okay to have your own opinions, but just watch. Like, look how many people hate Masvidal, hate Izzy right now, hate Conor. If Conor comes back and knocks out Chandler, everyone's gonna love him again. Just watch. Like, all you have to do is win for people to like you. You can do anything. Look at John Jones. That's a perfect example, and that's how I know this is true. John Jones can hit a pregnant woman with his car. He can beat his wife. He can do coke at the clubs every weekend. And because he's the best and he wins fights, people just still love him. Even though he's the one getting suspended and getting caught in steroid tests and costing the fans a main event at UFC 200, but people still love him because he wins fights. Like, it's crazy. So watch, Conor comes back, if he gets a win, everybody's going to hop back on, even though everybody hates him right now. Literally, people despise him. But it's like, and I can understand it because Conor's one who has, like, he has changed over the years as he's gotten a lot of money. Like, I don't think anyone's ever going to match that, like, up-and-coming Conor that was rising and he was hungry. Like, that was a different person. But so I can understand it. But still, is he not entertaining? Like, is he not still the most entertaining fighter in the UFC? I think so. So, same thing with Izzy. If he knocks out Pereira, everyone's going to love him again. Hop back on. Same thing with Masvidal. And he's one that's super hated right now just because he's on a 3-fight losing streak. Remember in 2019 when Masvidal punched Leon Edwards in the face and everybody praised him for it and everyone hated Leon because no one cared about him? Now look at how it's different just because people win. And now Masvidal punches Colby and everybody hates him for it, but it's like, what's the difference? He still walked up to someone and punched him in the face. Like, it's based on like who he's punching, and like that's how you form your opinion, just like based on the circumstances. But it's really the same thing. And it's like, how do you love him when he does it to this person at this time, and now you love this person now and hate Masvidal now, and then you like Colby now and hate Masvidal, so you get mad at him. You see, like, it's fake. Like, it's fake, man. Even like when Leon was winning his fights, but everyone just thought he was boring and no one cared about him. No one liked him. He gets that knockout. He gets all that love, but it's like, it's kind of fake love because if Leon loses, let's say Leon gets knocked out by Kamaru in their second fight. Obviously that didn't happen. Let's say it does though. Everyone would be saying, oh, Leon's a fraud, and they would go back to not caring about him. So it's just a little fake. I can understand we want to see wins, we want to see knockouts, and like whoever gets knockouts is who we're going to cheer for. But try to be a little bit more loyal to people to fighters that you like. Like, don't just give up on them when they lose once or get knocked out once. Like, it's kind of annoying. I think it can be interesting to like actually like someone for like just who they are instead of just like their performances in their fights all the time, because you're gonna get those crazy fights all the time. Like, just watch a card, you're gonna see knockouts and you're gonna see submissions and all that. But if you really like, you know, watch someone's interviews and just like think they're cool. Like, I like Masvidal because I think he's cool. Like, I like his interviews. I think he's a cool person. I think he's funny. I like Connor too because I think he's funny. He's like kind of the reason I got into, you know, watching UFC. He's just like, he was the most entertaining fighter at one time, and I think he still is. It's just cool to like someone's personality, because then you can like have someone to really cheer for. It's like, I like Adrian Yanez too because I think he's cool. I like watching his interviews. He has a good fighting style too. That's just like the cherry on top. So I wouldn't say it's much different than just watching a sport. Like, everybody has a favorite sports team if you're interested in it. Like, everyone has their favorite basketball or football team or whatever. It's like, why is it not the same for UFC? I guess just because it's pay-per-view and like we want to be entertained, so I can understand that. But I don't know, I think it's cool to be a fan of someone, not just for their fighting style and not just giving up on them when they're bored and stuff, because that tells a lot about your character when you just give up on someone when one thing goes wrong, you know? So yeah, don't be fake.